Hey patrons, welcome into our astrology reading for Pisces, Aries, cusp energies and placements. I hope that this message finds you well and in divine alignment. Excuse my pupper if you can hear him, okay? But we're going to see what you got going on in the cosmos, okay, for the month of March. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you as always for your love and support. I truly appreciate it. Let's get into it. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, my ascended ancestors, and all holy angels. What's going on in the cosmos for Pisces, Aries, cusp energies? What are the cosmic influences here? Earth energy, persistence, patience. Pisces and Saturn flipped out from the bottom with the 9th house. Okay. So Earth energies, Pisces, and Saturn. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You have had to be steady and consistent and persistent and hold a certain level of compassion towards yourself and others while going through a phase or a period of feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work, and patience. And this has grown your spiritual nature so very much, okay? And I think you're going to start seeing that growth show up in your earth realm, in the 3D, in the material, okay? So I think you've had a very deep relationship, an intimate connection and relationship with your patients, okay, with the part of you that needs to be persistent and consistent and practical, in maybe even direct contrast to your natural energy of just kind of flow and no structure and just kind of is what it is, and I just want to follow where my heart is, follow where my fire is, follow my passion, right? I just want to be kind of so in that ether energy. You've gone through a period where you've had to be tethered to the 3D. Oh yeah, or this is what March might feel like for you, okay? But it's all in the name of spiritual growth. So let's talk about this. What's going on with the earth influence? Okay, 3 of Swords, right? And maybe it has been a bit challenging to have to maintain connection to the earthly realm. It almost feels like every part of you might want to escape into something, into someone else, into a relationship, into a fantasy, into another world that isn't the current present reality that you're tethered or in right now, or the 3D. 8 of Pentacles, right? Right. It's this sense of having to kind of hanker down and do it, whatever that means for you. High Priestess at the bottom. Having to focus could definitely be a challenge for you in March, because it feels like everything in you just wants to float. Everything in you wants to just float around. And oh yeah, Saturn's here to just try to keep you tethered and grounded so you don't float away too far from what you need to be connected to. Okay, and you got the 3 of Cups, right? Like there's no fun in having to face the 3 of Swords, right? There's no fun in having to work out the kinks and all of that, but you do have the Ace of Cups. And I think you're gonna see, this could even be hindsight 2020 vision in March, where you're looking back on a time of struggle or restriction that you've already come out of and realizing and connecting the dots of, oh, had I not gone through that, I wouldn't have known this, and then I wouldn't have integrated that and figured this out or seen this. It's maybe this is what this could feel like for some of you guys. So you could be celebrating the fact with the 3 of Cups that you remain persistent, patient, and practical in a time where you really wanted to go with the wind. Whatever that means, right? The Hierophant. Yeah, it's almost like, good job, Pisces, Aries. Like, I kind of want to clap it up for you, give you a cookie in some way, because you did. It's like you deserve it. Not even in like a patronizing type of way. You deserve that cookie. You earned that cookie. That cookie is yours. Seriously, because for your energy to maintain that sense of groundedness, because Pisces in Aries, water, fire, yeah. grounded and slow and kind of like turtle movements is like nails on a chalkboard. But you allowed this to elevate you. You allowed this to set you in, I just heard set you in stone. Solidify something about you so that maybe you always then have that tether. Yeah, okay. Clarify. Justice. Period. Okay, with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. My deck's not upside down, is it? Nope. Justice with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Right. Everything in you wanting to not hold on to things, wanting to just kind of be free in a way. I don't know how else to describe that. Everything in you wanting to hold on, maybe even to hold on to some sort of fantasy of freedom, ideal of freedom, which was keeping you from really creating that in your day-to-day or your reality. Dang, Seven of Cups in reverse with the Tower. Exactly. Exactly. Holding on to what you thought was an option, holding on to what you thought was maybe even meant for you, what you thought your justice was. And now maybe getting some form of clarity and some form of truth on what justice really is for you. Something about that intimacy and compassion was clouding you, but it's not anymore because you've learned how to be in that earth element. You learned how to survive in that earth element and navigate it. Congratulations, Pisces, Aries. This definitely feels like a pat on the back from Spirit right now. Yeah, you got the Two of Wands. So now that you've conquered that, now that you've conquered some form of the earth element here, you get to create your way forward. You get to own the energy of the next chapter. So there is a next chapter happening here for you. And now you get to test out and flex out that spiritual growth you've gained in something new. So this for some of y'all, again, this could have to do with a relationship. Page of Swords, yeah. Now you get to bring this new awareness, this new sense of logic. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands. Clarify feeling restricted and experiencing struggle. The Ten of Cups. Struggling with family maybe even. Or struggling to find harmony within a family dynamic. You've worked really hard for this. Yeah, Nine of Cups with the Ten of Cups. It's almost like what you thought brought you happiness might have been restricted from you, removed from your life, or there's some sort of like distance created. And it all was for you to realize that your happiness is yours and yours alone. Like it's not in someone else, it's in you. That's kind of what I'm getting, the Strength card, yeah. And the Four of Swords in reverse with the Ace of Swords, yeah. Yeah. So that could be what's also healed here. It's almost like you couldn't enjoy something because you didn't have peace of mind around it. And now that you are gaining that clarity, now that you are moving into that peace, now that you've spiritually grown in some sort of way here, it's like now you've opened the door, opened the path to lead you to your Nine of Cups and your Ten of Cups. Okay, we've got the Ace of Swords to further clarify, the Magician, period. Okay, you've got the Knight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So whatever this cycle was, it did maybe put you in a position to have to like take a step back a little bit or retrace your steps is what I'm hearing. Go back to the basics of something and or return to, that was the Six of Cups. Return to some form of nostalgia. Ooh. Or heal something. Yeah, let's pull out some more. You manifested a path to your King of Cups. Whatever that might mean for you in the Chariot, and that's what you're advancing on. Here's the World card. Yeah, and you're closing out that cycle of challenge, of worry, of doubt, of guardedness, of restriction, of all that Saturn tried to, well, I don't want to say try. Saturn brings it in. Although it is heavy, it's always for your betterment. It's always for your growth. It's never truly malicious. So again, I think you guys are getting to a point here soon, maybe in the month of March, where you understand why those obstacles were there or placed on your path in the first place, because you're starting to see the benefit of having navigated those challenges or those obstacles and what that's brought in for you. You're stepping into a timeline of abundance here, and it's because of your spiritual growth. And Spirit wants you to know that, like, and connect to have a higher level of awareness around that. Okay, let's go ahead and see what archetypes might be helpful for you to connect with for the month of March to help you get into this Chariot. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, come on. Get in there. What archetypes would help Pisces, Aries step into this Chariot Lover's energy and come out of these restrictions with Saturn and gain this ace and this healing and this spiritual growth? What archetypes do they need to embody to help them navigate this energy through March? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. No. Nothing at all? Well, you just got to keep doing you, I guess. Any guidance on how they can best integrate this energy, Spirit? Thank you. There we go. Companion and the Scientist and the Flirt at the bottom. Can I get one more? One more for how they can best navigate this energy. Okay, two more. The Alchemist. Can I get one more just to even it out, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else for Pisces, Aries? Thank you. And the Knight. Okay. Okay. I think you are going to get enlightenment around what actions you need to take here, Pisces, Aries. The Flirt is back out at the bottom. What actions you maybe need to take to alchemize and alkaline, kind of like detoxify or clarify something in your life. It's almost like the divine might guide you to conduct like an experiment. Like, try doing this and see what happens. Just give this way a try. Give this thought form, or, you know, try to flesh that out, because Companion, the Healer, Scientist, Knight, and Alchemist tells me that there is a part of you that has to recognize the healer in you, one. And if you maybe even look back on your past experiences, you might be able to see a little bit clearer how you have maybe enacted or been a part of or catalyzed not only your own healing, but healing for others. And Spirit, I feel like, wants you to own that part of you. I think Spirit knows that you want a companion. Spirit knows that you want a relationship, that you want to be loved, you want to love, you want to have that kind of intimacy, an intuitive intimacy with someone. And I almost feel like how you were maybe connecting with that desire was taking your power away in some way, or putting too much power in someone else's hands when it comes to how you felt or looked at yourself or thought of yourself. And that's what Spirit was trying to shed from you with this Saturn energy. So 15, 6, 11, 16, and 40 could be important numbers throughout the month. Oh, except for 40, so 4. Okay. Doubling down on the 6, 15 breaks down into a 6, 11 is a master number, 16 breaks down into a 7, and again, 40 is a 4. So 4, 6, and 7, and 11 could also be significant numbers and or dates this month that could kind of connect this energy to you, or this energy might be relevant on those days. All right, let's do just a quick little who's, what, when, where. I'm starting to get the hang of the energy of this deck, so hopefully we won't need to read any longer, but I love reading to you guys. Okay. All right, let's talk about what this oracle, the companion, means in the province rose, okay? Relationships of all types are in focus at the moment. Venus is in retrograde, so that makes sense. And Venus is retrograding in your cusp energy, so you're feeling it probably the strongest out of all of us. And one or more need your closer attention, one of your relationships, okay? You may find by tailoring and combining 2 or more of your projects, ideas, or plans, a more achievable result may be had. Other people and their needs are going to play a bigger part in any decision making that you need to make or plans that you have in the future. Make sure that you are making room for others, as someone needs a little more of you at the moment, okay? The companion is there as a shoulder to cry on and a cheerleader to spur you on and a smile you can always rely on. So, what are my most important partnerships and how did they form? How did they originate? Now, some of this could be children energy. For my Petal members over on YouTube that are also tuned in, that 12th first house reading, very, very significant here, okay? And very relevant, so that someone needs a little bit more of you at the moment. Navigating that need could be a little tricky, could be a little challenging, and I really do feel like Spirit wants you to hold immense compassion towards yourself as you try your very best to do that, to kind of meet the needs that might be a little bit more for someone in your life or a relationship that you have, while also not neglecting yourself, okay? So that could be a tightrope. I'm seeing a tightrope. That could be a tight line that you're walking this month. And this is Libra energy, okay, with the companion. Like we're feeling and saying, I think that you might be or maybe have gone through a period in a cycle, if you are in some form of a lover's relationship type of dynamic, where you've been sacrificing for the sake of supporting someone else or for the sake of helping out someone else, or understanding that, you know, what they might need definitely kind of supersedes maybe what you need right now, and kind of trying to figure out that balance. And or some of you are recognizing that maybe you've done that a little bit too much. You've overdone it. I'm hearing enabling, so to the point where you've maybe enabled someone in some way, shape, or form. So there's a rebalancing, justice. There's a recalibration of this connection, okay, and what's being done and who and what needs support at what time and to what level. That's recalibrating itself, okay? The healer. Let's talk about it. All right, the dog rose says that often damage occurs through neglect of the smaller wounds that could have been easily attended to. A careless statement, a hurtful action, or the ignored physical wound. Be mindful of the whole and the tiny ripples that often go on to create big waves. Caution is indicated, as well as the need to take a little more time, okay? The healer does not always involve themselves in the mending of great illness or terrible conflict. It's the daily practice of stability. So being the healer is the daily practice of stabilizing your energy. Okay, a nudge here and there, immediate watchful dedication to the small things because they require attention. I was just about to say, this feels like Virgo energy. So when could I improve? By taking the attitude of graceful, though caring, detachment. So this is what I was trying to say of like learning what is in your power and then what's out of your control and what's not in your power. And when is it necessary for you to kind of step up and step in, and when someone has to figure something else out, or, you know, step into their own way of problem solving or healing or addressing something. Okay. So I also am kind of getting this message that someone who could be feeling restricted or is restricted in some way might be trying to loop you into restricting yourself. Or I don't know, how could I say that better? Someone could be trying to project their restrictions onto you, so just be mindful of that as well. Trying to make their problems your problems a little bit because they might be struggling to figure it out, or they don't want to face it. This could be somebody who has their head in the sand. I don't know, something like that, okay? And again, this is Virgo energy, so there's a need to truly there's a way to detach yourself while also still being compassionate. There's a way to say, hey, not my monkey, not my circus, but I support you, I'm cheering you on, I hope this works out. You know, there's a way to do that, and that empowers and doesn't disempower. And maybe that could be the line that you're trying to figure out, okay? So the Scientist with number 11. And the Memorial Rose says, anything can help you find a solution if you're willing to let go of what you feel and even think, and just stop, listen, and look. Don't fear the unknown, but also avoid overanalyzing. Trying a new way, gathering additional information, experimenting as much as you can. While you may not find the complete answer, the exploration can often set you in the right direction, okay? So that's always better than stagnation, or worse, falling backwards. The Scientist will work out the question first before setting up the experiment using true tests and carefully analyzing the outcomes. This is what I feel. Somebody might be trying to get you to do their work for them. And y'all are my soul tribe, so this is what we have to constantly hold boundaries around. Because maybe somebody's watch you transmute and watch you shift yourself, and they're like, I need to do the same, okay? But this is an energy that doesn't want to necessarily do the work. They just want it to happen. They just want to wake up and it's there. Do you know what I mean? And they feel like if they kind of task you with it out of your care and compassion for them, maybe this is even someone who knows you enjoy their companionship, or this could just kind of be using their connection to you in an inappropriate way or manipulating a little bit, okay? So just be mindful. Be mindful. I think the best remedy for this, for those of you where you might have somebody kind of pulling on your energy to use it for themselves to solve some sort of problem, and they kind of come to you with like, well, what would you do here? And why would, that kind of thing. Set them up to figure it out themselves. It's almost like, don't give the answers to the test. Just lay out the questions. ask questions. Well, what do you think about that? And what do you feel about this? So that they can kind of start that experiment and thought process for themselves. But then again, that's the thing. They have to put the energy. They have to put the energy in. So I'm not sure what this is. This is kind of like you can't be someone for them. This is a part in this relationship, or a point in this relationship, where someone has to define themselves. And you can lead the way by maintaining your self-definition. You know? Yeah, it's definitely something's trying to figure itself out. Whatever that might mean, okay? So ask yourself here, what can you experiment with to make things better in your life? And this is Capricorn energy, okay? Somebody's trying to figure out how to make their lives better. This could be you. I feel like for some of y'all, it's someone connected to you, though. It's a companion to you. Whether lover, friend, child, or family member. It's someone who does want to better their life, but they're facing all these restrictions. And maybe they typically might run to you and you would step in and try to save them, or step in and give them a blueprint. And okay, here's how you do this and here's how you do that, and go do this. And this is something that they're going to have to figure out for themselves. Because if you do it for them, every time they meet a challenge, they're going to need you. And you want to give them the tools to face their challenges on their own, in a way. Like some sort of independence needs to be established. I think that's what I'm just rumbling on about, okay? So this is a month of establishing independence, okay? The Duke of Edinburgh Rose says that the people and energies we place our desires and intentions on should be where we feel a sense of home, rather than battle. Go in this direction and choose not so much the comfortable place, but the place that is true for your heart. We risk the loss of ourselves in the pursuit of what we think we desire, without sometimes stopping to evaluate. And that's so true of the night energy, just even in tarot. Thinking, moving off the impulse, moving off the instinct. The only night that really kind of takes their time is that Knight of Pentacles, but then that kind of works against them sometimes, where they don't take any action at all. Analysis paralysis, right? So the Knight is ready to go into battle at all times for the people and ideals they serve. Dedication and devotion should always be in alignment with the positive values of the Knight for a harmonious life, okay? So what have you been fighting for or with, and is it time to resolve or depart the quest? Picking your battles, and this is Aries energy. And that's why people maybe come to you, Pisces, Aries, because you do have that Piscean intuition, that ability to kind of see things from all angles, but then also that headstrong will to just jump in and do. And people know that if they can get you revved up to a certain point, you're just going to jump in and do it. So it helps them evade the work. You are no one's workhorse, Pisces, Aries, okay? And I think this is the rebalancing of some of that work energy and go, go, go energy, that night energy, has to be applied to you and your path. And it's okay to let people figure it out for themselves, because that's the only way they're really, truly going to learn. So you are not meant to rescue someone from their Saturn cycle. Okay? I feel like I got to say that. As much as you maybe want to, it's not meant to happen that way. Okay, let's talk about this Alchemist. And you've got the Caroline Test Out Rose saying it's time for change. Leaving something behind and casting off the energies, people, and activities that no longer serve you. Standing alone may be the way to find the answers you seek. And you are also in the position to help others find clarity and divine wisdom to enrich and powerfully change their lives. Do not be hesitant in sharing. The Alchemist usually has an aura of the mysterious and the magical about them, but they are grounded individuals who affect change through their deep understanding of their own intuition. So ask yourself here, if you could completely change one thing in your life, what would your world look like? And this is Sagittarius energy, right? And that's that 9th house, spiritual growth. Okay, so what you might be realizing is that you're at a juncture in a particular companionship where There's no amount of effort that you can put in to make someone choose their spiritual growth. So you have to kind of take that step back and allow them their path. As much as you want to maybe steer the boat, steer the ship, steer them in the direction that you think is best for them, they have to discover their own way. And that can be hard, especially if this is like a child of yours. That can be so hard to let them go in that way and let them explore and make their own mistakes and figure things out and stumble and fall a little bit. But that's the only way they're going to get strong. Okay, that's the only way they're truly going to step into their power. Okay, so a little bit of healthy detachment can give this companion the space to become all that they truly can be, or whatever they desire to be, even if that isn't how you see them growing, or again what you feel is an alignment for them. So some of y'all have to maybe hold on to that a little bit tighter, or kind of pull back from imposing your will in a situation, and allow this experimentation, or allow this kind of free-flowing energy or independence to take root. Okay? Let me know if any of that supports you throughout the month of March. I truly appreciate you guys again for all your love and support, and I'll see you in our next one, Pisces, Aries. Namaste.